What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Iccy Show. I am about to get an exclusive interview from South Carolina to Boston 617, Pike Dugga. So stay tuned. Let me get him on here, and we're going to start this Iccy Show. If you want to be a guest on my Iccy Show, inbox your girl, Jackie Brown with 2 C's, I.E. Brown. Let me just send him the invite. Okay, so I sent the artist the invite. Make sure you link with this artist if you're trying to do features. His prices are reasonable. Also, if you want to be a guest, I'm booked until April 2022. I have 1 or 2 cancellations in February, so make sure you link with your girl. Shout out to Castro, the OG, Boston 617, for hooking me up with this Iccy Showw. I don't know if you can see it. Outfit. I salute to you. Definitely. So we're just waiting for the artist to come on here, and we're going to start this Iccy Show. I hope everyone's having a blessed Thursday. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I got Queen Des on here from Boston 617. She got some books coming out. Make sure you tune in every Tuesday for Bible studies. What's going on? Welcome to the Iccy Show, Pike Dugga from South Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. I'm sorry. I said South Carolina. Yeah. I apologize.
Nah, you good. You good. Let me share this real quick.
Okay. So how you doing this Thursday evening?
Oh, we good. Blessed. Got a lot of things going on. Getting prepared for some shows down in Florida. On top of that, staying in the studio. What's good in the Boston area?
Boston, it's snowing right now where I'm at.
Ah, shit. We like 65 degrees down here.
Damn, I'm jealous. I wish I was there.
Yeah.
So let me know when you're done sharing what you're gonna do.
All right, yeah, we good to go.
Okay. Welcome to the Iccy Show. I appreciate you taking the time and getting this interview done.
Yeah.
So tell everyone a little bit about yourself. When did you start being in the music industry?
I started at 12 years old, writing music and writing songs. And about 16 years old is when I first got my record deal with a production company out of Charlotte, North Carolina. From there, back in 2013, I got my first national release with TMG Records out in Oklahoma City. And things kind of fell apart there, and I wound up with a scout label that was under Master P, No Limit Forever label. So I was with those guys for about a year and released some music. And based on what I did the first day, it was like over 100,000 what I made. And I only got about $1,400 of that.
Damn.
So from that point on, I decided to go independent. So rather than CMK, because like with CMK, it started out with me and some of my family members. So it was basically like a click name, you know what I mean? So after all of that happened, decided to turn that into a brand. So first we came out with CMK Records, found out there was already a CMK Records. So we just bust that down to CMK Music Group.
And
I think we're
I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say I think we're getting a bad connection because I can't hear you.
Oh no, I was gonna say something, but it sounded like you were gonna talk, so then I let you
Uh,
finish.
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So how many people are under your label right now?
Um, Currently we have about 6 to 7 artists. Um, I have Ammo to Dawn, which is a rap artist. We also have a group from out of Memphis, Tennessee, Mud Money, also known as MME. Um, then we have Grove Boy Jizzle, who is out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and of course myself. And we have a rock band, CMK Experiment. And here within the past month or so, through Blaze It Up Radio, I want to give shout out to Blaze It Up Radio, Blaze Hunter, Christy Williams, Jeffrey Winkle, uh, Mr. Cooper, all those guys, because they have really, put our career on blast through, especially when COVID hit. Like we stayed with that platform hard, and no matter what we put out, we always got results. I mean, CM because of those guys, CMK is a big name overseas right now, and with addition to that, um, we have what's going on, Waz. We have our first two international artists under our label
Awesome.
now. We have two artists from Africa, which Waz is one of those guys.
Cool.
Um, so it's like we're a small, striving organization, but you know what I mean? Like God has really blessed us right now because I mean, we're everywhere. It's CMK worldwide.
Definitely, definitely. And what do you have for products under your label that you sell?
With outside of our music, we actually have our own clothing line, which is CMK Wear. We have all types of apparel with that, from hats, t-shirts, coats. Um, we're working on doing pants and shoes, and also to cater our artists, we have CMK charms that we have for concert purposes or whatnot. Um, just abundant like dresses for the ladies. We have like tank top dresses, t-shirt dresses. We're working on getting the leggings done. What's going on, Scrap? MME in the building. Um, so I mean, yeah, that's what we got. Other than this banging music, we keep blessing y'all with. We got like jewelry, clothes, trying to get shoes. Um, we I actually had it set up here in this local area where, because one mistake for anybody watching that's thinking about, you know what I mean, doing your own clothing line. One mistake that we made, and I didn't find out until I tried to put our clothes into stores. I was actually able to get a consignment deal through Roses in City Trend in the Myrtle Beach area, which is in South Carolina. But when we got our clothes, we didn't get the clothes tagless. So we owned the logo, but we didn't own the shirt. So with our second edition of CMK Wear that we're going to come out with, you'll actually be able, um, as far as we can distribute, because I'm a, recontact those guys and, try to get that consignment deal. So you'll be able to find CMK Wear at City Trend and Roses.
Where can they find the charms and your jewelry and accessories?
Outside of when we do the earrings, the charms are exclusive. You got to be a CMK artist or a CMK representative to get one of those. Like that's an exclusive thing there. But we are working for like earrings, you know, for the ladies and rings and stuff like that. But as far as the CMK charms, you know what I mean? That's like the trophy of being an artist.
I gotta get one, an icy one, so I could wear it on the show and promote it for you guys. Shout out to
Already,
Steven
well,
Snick. Shout out to everybody watching. Keith,
what's good, fam? Thanks for tuning in.
definitely, definitely trying to. Everyone's. I'm trying to read them as they're coming. They're putting comments here. I'm trying to keep up. I'll read them after to show you to answer your questions. I see it on there. I'm trying to get it on there. Where do you see yourself in a year from now in this industry?
The way things are progressing, um, I think we'll be inches from mainstream if we're not mainstream within a year from now.
Definitely. Cindy says you'll be in Florida this weekend.
Yeah, we did a concert last weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina. That was actually a audition for the Benzino Money Tour. Um,
Yes.
so with our performance, you know, we were one of the ones that got selected. So this weekend we'll be in Tampa and Orlando performing. It's like us and four other artists. It's like a 2 day show. Um, and it's basically the next Arise tour. So through that, we were able to land a tour. Also, we'll be, um, from my understanding, it's also a part of the Yo Gotti Money Tour
Okay.
that we'll also be performing through as well. So right now we're starting in Florida. Um, if I'm not mistaken, the next one is either in Virginia or Atlanta. So, and that's why I say if we're not mainstream, we'll be inches from it because uh 3 years ago is because I kind of retired from music and I had someone kind of a good friend of mine, Carla Clemens, like because like a lot of people when they say me in town and they heard, like I told them I wasn't really doing it anymore because I got tired of being robbed and taken advantage of. So it's like they gave their
Yes.
condolences, that was that. But, you know, this particular friend laid in me and was like, as far as you come, you know, you gonna give up now? Like you like, I mean, she was a friend. So 3 years ago, we opened the doors up when we met our manager, Cindy Miller. Um, so 3 years we're on tour.
Awesome.
So, and we made that accomplishment all the way through COVID. You know what I mean? So, for us to be standing as strong as we are right now after the pandemic, you know what I mean? Because, you know, other than going live in the studio and rocking with Blaze It Up Radio signature series. Matter of fact, go subscribe to that. It's Roku TV Signature Series Network. You can find a whole episode on CMK. I mean, this is like a great network to be involved with. Is set up like Netflix. You know what I mean? So it's like they have different shows there, music shows. It's kind of like, you know, K Will has this show where, you know, it's K Will Spotlight, and it's kind of like the feel of the, you know, old show BET 106 in Park. So there is a exclusive episode about CMK. I think it's episode 6 on the Vibin' with K Will show. So, you know, through the COVID situation, through Signature Series and Blaze It Up, like we stayed in the media. We're on Roku TV because of them. Um, you know what I mean? And it's like for us to come out of to be starting in 3 years. We got our clothes, we got our jewelry, we got our own studio. Like we don't really have to resource out for anything. We got everything under our roof. So that helps us save a lot of money and, be able to invest in other things.
Right, right. I seen you perform the other night. I was watching you live. You killed it.
Oh yeah, thank you. That's basically just it's actually a karaoke bar. A cousin of mine is the DJ out there. So um there's not really a lot of people going out there right now. So I'm just trying to use what little celebrity status I have to try to build her audience. And
Okay,
because
that's
that's what
love.
CMK is about, is giving back and helping the community. So um however we can help and support, that's what we're going to do.
Definitely, definitely.
And
Are you guys looking? I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were about to say
no, go
something.
ahead,
I
go ahead, go ahead.
apologize. No, no,
No, go
no, no.
ahead.
You. I'll say it after.
No,
It's
I was
okay.
going to say,
All right.
I was just going to say I'm excited about this year because we're actually, with Christmas coming up, we're going to be able to do our second Christmas giveaway. Last year we were able to, help one family and, got a kid what they wanted. All he wanted was a basketball goal and a ball. So, CMK kind of made that happen. And so, I'm looking forward to be able to do that this year. But, like I said, that's what we're about. We do this for the community. We're striving to be something, to make our community something, on top of making the nation and world something. And it's like, I live by a motto that KRS-One said years ago. If I can't change the world, I'm gonna spark the mind that can.
That's awesome. That's dope. Yeah.
Feel me?
And that's a good feeling, especially that you're helping, like the like that child that you guys helped last year. All he wanted was a ball, a basketball. You said, right?
Well, he wanted the basketball goal and the ball, so we just got the whole combination. And like I look at that, you know what I mean. 20 years from now, that kid could be in the NBA because we took the time to pay attention. You know what I mean? So, like I said,
Right.
that's what we do it for, is our community and everybody else community that we can reach out after we save our own. You know what I mean? So it's like we got to take care of home first and let that be our foundation so we can stand up to take care of the rest of the world.
Right. That's awesome. Salute to you guys and your team. Um, I wish more artists that are out there in the industry that would do that around this time, because there's a lot of kids in need, especially now during this crazy time we're all going through. And you guys aren't greedy. You're actually thinking about the kids who are the future. So that's awesome. And has any kids actually asked to go to one of your concerts, like the younger generation?
We haven't really had any concerts in our local area. We're working on finding a venue. Is There's not too many venues in this area other than House of Blues that cater to independent artists. So, in our neck of the woods, you got to go to Charlotte, North Carolina, Raleigh, the bigger cities, if you want to perform. So whenever we do something for home, like a few years ago when I was with TMG, I gave a free concert at this bowling alley we have in Charlotte called Planet Fun. So we're basically looking for, somewhere that we can help out. And I mean, it was just like that night turned out into a great success for us, giving back to the community with that. I mean, it was just not as far as the business. The business killed that night. But the one thing that made that concert special to me is the next week I saw a guy at the gas station, and he had to stop and tell me his story because he was a cook at that place, and his girlfriend, was a waitress. Like, she was actually on the floor during my concert. So they were in a situation to where they were about to lose power in their house. You know, when they got off of work that night, he said he sat in the car and he was like, "Baby, how much money did you make in tips tonight?" Because he was like, "I want to know, what situation we in before we left." So I guess it was, something to where she barely made, $50 a night in tips. So, he was just trying to see what they could afford to do and not afford to do. So he was like, "Baby, I don't know." And she just pulled out this big wad of money. And how about she made $1,400 in tips that night?
That's awesome.
So, like, and that's why I say we just want to give back to the community. Like, there was no charge to get into that show. I mean, at the same time, we're a business, we have to make money. So rather than charge people to get in, I actually held a raffle for like $100 gas card, which was still giving back at the same time, with us making the money off the raffle tickets, we're still giving back to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's who we are.
That's awesome. If you could pick one city to perform at or state, where would it be and why?
Right now, I would say New Orleans because due to the Blaze It Up radio charts, New Orleans is actually the only city in the US that's really rocking with us. Um, Outside of that, like, we've actually had people from China. Well, they actually haven't contacted me. Um, our artist Amo the Don. His mother has actually been contacted from girls from China that want her to hook him up with them because through Blaze It Up Radio, CMK is big in China right now. So,
Awesome.
all the way from China to Africa to Italy. We're like in over 182 countries overseas right now due to Blaze It Up in the Signature Series.
That's awesome. It's a great feeling to be international, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like, our voices are there. Like, people know us. Like, some of these countries that they, give us, like the list on, like, I've never even heard of. So it's like our voices are over there and I don't even know what it looked like or, any of that, but they know about us.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I definitely know. I actually had someone, I have Iceland that follows me, and I'm like, people live in Iceland? Like, I wouldn't think they live there. But I'm just stupid that I said that. But they support the Iccy Showw. I was shocked when they said they were from Iceland. I mean, Iceland. I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, we tune into your show all the time. I'm like, that's awesome because I would never think Iceland would tune into the Iccy Show. You know what I'm saying? But I know that
Yeah.
feeling is a great feeling. Yeah. I'm international now. We just went international like a month ago, like completely around, like, I mean, countries I didn't even hear of, like what you said. And it's a good feeling. I love it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I actually met someone here that was from Italy, and they actually told one of their family members about me from back home, and whatever city or town or wherever they live, like, I was a big thing over there, and they couldn't believe that she knew me and, wanted me to send something with an autograph on it. And I'm like, this is crazy. And I'm walking around my hometown and it's like I'm not even noticed.
Right. I know the feeling. I definitely know.
You know what I mean? But
Have you
I definitely go ahead.
have you ever thought of doing like going to the schools in your city and talking to the children and giving autographs to the children, something set up like that?
I mean that's actually a good idea. Um, the one thing that I've been focused on in regards to that is one of CMK biggest goals when we get our first bag is a youth center.
Oh, that's awesome.
And what we're going to do with that youth center is, regardless of the reason or why, like with these tryouts for sports and, you know, just like basketball, you can only have so many players on the team. So it's like a lot of people get looked over. So I want to build this kids center to where we'll have after school programs and we'll make teams out of with the kids. And in addition to that, it's like I would then, contact the athletic board, the high school athletic association. It's like as long as I can keep these kids' grade average up, put us on the high school schedule. Let us show these coaches what they passed up on. Because my thing is, there's a kid that didn't make that basketball, football, wrestling, baseball team over favoritism or, just that there wasn't not enough room, regardless of the reason they didn't make the team. But you got a kid waiting right around the corner. Come on the block with me. You know what I mean? So instead of that kid that's waiting to put you on the block being around the corner, CMK gonna be around the corner where you can come play basketball over here. You can come play baseball over here. You know what I mean?
That's That's definitely awesome. I know the feeling. My son actually tried out, this was his first year trying out for basketball, and he didn't make it. He was devastated. But before he tried out, I gave him heads up. I'm like, don't you worry. Even if you don't make it, you keep on going. My son's been playing basketball like 6 months. He used to play from his crib. I used to have like the one that goes above the crib, like the
Yeah.
Tonka, and I put it over the crib, and he would be holding on with the crib by the bar with one hand and shooting with one hand. I'm like, yo, he's gonna be a basketball player. And up to this day, he'll sit out there. He'll have the whole block, all the kids in my be at my house, and they'll be outside shooting hoops. And my son was devastated. Like he stayed out there for like 2 days straight, right after school, going right to the hoops, practice and practice. I said, just because you didn't make it this year, because it's his first year in middle school. I said, next year's the next year. You still have high school, you still have college, you know what I'm saying? Don't give up. Um, a lot of kids didn't make it, and when he seen all the kids that didn't make it, there was over like 60 kids that tried out. So
Yeah.
when he's seen like only what, I think it's what, 30 kids or 25 kids around that made it. So he felt better knowing when I explained it and broke it down to him. But I mean, it's devastating to these kids, especially a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, that they don't really understand. Like they think it's the end of the world. No one's gonna respect them. No one's gonna love them. And it's great,
Oh yeah.
what you want to do for the future. I respect you 100%. I grew up going to the afternoon program, and they had sports there. They had you first had to do your homework, and then you would be able to do any sport in there. You had air hockey, you had basketball, um, anything. And now they got, like you said, everything's taken away from these kids. And that would be awesome if you could do that. And you and your team, I salute you 1,000%. Especially being an artist, you're not really thinking of yourself as an artist. You're actually thinking around the future for the kids. And salute you 1,000. I'm always about the kids. The kids are my heart.
Oh yeah. I mean, because it's like, if we can allow the high school association to put us on the circuit, these kids can still be looked at by college scouts. They can still go to college on scholarship for sports instead of not making the team and playing basketball at the park and somebody talk them into go doing something stupid when they could have been in the gym. You know what I
Right,
mean? So
right,
it's like I just want to because normally that's how it falls. Because like not even when you're talking black neighborhoods, it's really in any neighborhood. Like for example, they could say, whoever is in the Olympics this year and wins, the 100-meter dash, that's the fastest person in the world. But I guarantee you, there's somebody on the streets of Boston right now that'll give that same person a run for their money. You know what I mean? And it's just
facts.
all about opportunities.
Right, right,
All about
definitely,
opportunities.
definitely.
So
What's going on, Janelle? What's going on, everybody? Yes, she's saying let's provide better opportunities for the youth to keep them off the streets. Excellent. Yes, Janelle, salute,
yeah,
definitely at 1000%. Because when I was growing up, we had, like I said, we had those programs, and it seems like, they're always talking about, the gangs are growing and everywhere. It's not just like locally. They expand them, but think about it. You take everything, you take away the YMCA's, you close those down, you close all the youth centers around, and you um across the country, you close them all, you shut them down. I mean, I was 15 in them, and now all the boys and girls club, there's only a handful of boys and girls clubs. They don't even have them like they used to have them in every city, or the city, like say the town next to you, they would at least have one and then skip that town and another one. They don't even have that stuff right now.
I mean, and the thing about that is, and the reason I feel that's happening, and that's why I'm using my music career to be the money backer for this. Like when you're talking about these boys and girls clubs, like they don't really have billion-dollar alumni. You know what I mean? So it takes a lot to keep up those facilities when you got cost of living and everything going up with cost of living every year. So, you know, they're not wanting to shut down. They just can't get the funding to stay open. But because like with CMK, we're going to have transportation and we're going to spread these facilities throughout out the nation. As far as my money can put them, that's as far as they're going. So there'll be buses
Right.
to take the kids home, to pick the kids up from school, to bring them there. We'll have summer camps because I'd rather you bring your kids to my facility if you want to go to the bar. Like you know what I'm saying? We'll have, and if these kids grow up together, they'll stay together.
Facts. It's true. 1000% true. I'm 43 years old, and I've seen it all, like how the change went. Like I said, when I was growing up, you could leave your doors unlocked, you could leave your windows unlocked. Now you got to put bars on everything. You got to lock up everything. You can't even leave your bike outside. That won't be there when you come back. And it sucks because I see that, they're investing so much money into, the methadone clinics, or, you know, they got spots now you can go and inject yourself with heroin. But what about the kids? The kids are the future. You're taking all that money and you're putting it for this, and you're preventing these kids to get the education, or stay off the streets. So you want them to become into the drugs. You want them to be in the gangs because that's what you're
Yeah.
pushing, because you're taking everything away. But here's the government. They're giving the methadone clinics everywhere, and it's like, hello, all that money you took for the children, our grandchildren's future, for that. And it's like, I understand they're trying to, that with all the
No,
drugs going around and preventing it, but hello, what about these kids? The kids, it's bad enough, parents have to work 7 days a week, and sometimes the kids can't even see their parents, you know, at least, you know, they can go to somewhere safe that you know that your child's not gonna get killed or shot or stabbed or anything. You know that they're gonna be safe at a foundation, and they're playing with kids their age, and that's not gonna
Yeah.
slip their mind. I gotta get this, like I gotta steal food to my mom. It's working 7 days a week. My mom doesn't have food. She's worried about, you know, feeding me. I gotta find out. And that's what these kids, they'll steal food, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, if I see a kid at the register, and I suggest this anybody out there, if you see a young kid that's behind you and you're at the register buying blunts, or if you buying this, you know, if he's buying a candy bar or a bag of chips, buy that for him. You never know. Like, you see him with the change counting it, you see him, you know, struggling, and it's sad because people don't think like how you and I would think. You know what I'm saying? They're about
Yeah.
themselves, and we need to be more open about this. And that's why I'm glad I had you on my show, because you know, you're about the kids, about the future. As a big artist as you are, you're really not focused on yourself at all. You're really focused about the children for the future, like what you said, a foundation. If you want to go to the bar, your kids are safe. You know what I'm saying? And that's wonderful for you to think like that. I salute to you
Yeah.
1000%.
Oh yeah. I mean, and it's like, and to add on to what you were just talking about, like I've got a better one for you. Like when my oldest son was in school, like I had custody of him, and it's like we have an educational lottery that is supposed to be funding the schools. That's what this educational lottery is supposed to be for. But yet I have a letter coming home from a teacher. They're sending letters out to the parents to buy supplies for projects they wanted to do with the kids. So if with all the millions of dollars that people are winning in this lottery, how the school don't have any money?
I see what you're saying. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I mean? Like you're sending money, you're asking for money to buy pencils or color pen. I forgot what it was that they needed for whatever project they wanted to do with the kids, but I'm like, this don't make sense. You know what I mean? And it's like, and that's like one of those things. If I had it, I would have sent the money for that whole grade, because that whole situation right there is another mental killer and self-esteem killer for the kids, because you're going to have one kid parent that may not have been able to send no money. So like, what are you going to tell me? Well, this kid can't participate because his family couldn't afford to send any money to help you buy this stuff. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's like, I'm not saying it happened that way, but we don't know what happened in the classroom to that kid whose family couldn't send anything.
right, right. Yeah, just like when they need tissues or sanitizer, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they ask each kid, say there's 30 kids in the classroom, bring a sanitizer, a tissue. So you're telling me each kid, what are you doing with all those box of tissues? Each classroom is doing that. Last year, I remember, no, 2 years ago, before the virus, they were sending, it was like in the beginning of the year, they asked for every kid to bring in a box of tissues, sanitizer, and something else. I forget what it was. So think about it. If there's 30 kids in the classroom, where the frig, and you're asking in the springtime the same, you know, request, the teachers are sending a notice home. What happened to all those boxes of tissues and those bottles of sanitizer? You telling me you went through all of that? Like, come on,
Yeah,
that's not how it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, something isn't right. And it's like, we're, and the teachers will send a note, oh, I'm providing it if you can't afford it. But you really not. You're putting this letter for the parents to be like, no, my kid needs tissues, my kid needs to sanitize. I'm gonna send it, you know, for them to be healthy. But it makes you think, like, really, if you do the math, 30 times what, 4 grades, and look how many classes there are, classrooms with each grade. You know what I'm saying? You're
yeah,
telling me you went through, say, 90 boxes of tissues, in the matter of 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the school couldn't provide it, but they can provide the stuff for the teachers. They can provide their coffee for their break room. They can provide the sugar for them, the creamer. You know what I'm saying? Like, what
Yeah,
about the children? Like, hello. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It really is. What's going on? We got Africa heavy in the building. Salute, salute.
yeah, that's like stupid retarded, man. I mean, it's almost like they're trying to test people's intelligence or something. I don't know, because I just don't understand how someone can, win $100 million in a lottery and you call it educational, and hell, I mean, 50 of that should have went to the school.
It's true. And what about all these millionaires out there? Like, you know, you're not even thinking about the children. Like, you used to hear, oh, someone donated, say, I'm just using this example, $20,000 for this school, or um, people do it for churches. But what about the children? You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't think of the children. They're the future. Our grandchildren are the future. But no one wants to think like that. They want to be selfish. They want to go and gamble it away at the casinos, or, they just don't think about it. You know what I mean? And if a
Yeah,
politician
I
is out
mean,
there and they're running, they'll put millions of dollars on there to make sure that person gets in. And it's sad. It really is sad. I just don't get it, how everything is all corrupted and everything is like going to the shit. I mean, like, you want to see everything better, but I feel like everyone gave up after the virus. It seems like everyone's like, everybody's dying. Who cares? We can't make a difference, but we are the ones to make a difference for the future, for the children, for the grandchildren, and everything else. And if you and I could do it, everybody else in the world can do it. We just got to go back to being
oh yeah,
positive and, coming together, uniting, and working as one community for each city and state.
that's that, and I think it's just selfishness. Like, I mean, to ignore that fact. Like, I mean, and then you want these people to look up to you.
Facts.
And I mean, honestly, kids these days, it's especially when you're talking high school kids, they're a whole lot more political these days than some adults.
Right.
So they recognizing stuff at an early age, and they're growing up with that grudge on their shoulder. The ones that are paying attention, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's some 12-year-olds that I've been around and had conversations with, and I think I was talking to a 25 or 30-year-old adult, like, and it's like either they were born with it in their essence or they're paying attention. And
Right.
really, that's all it takes, is to pay attention.
Definitely. Now, how many songs do you think you have wrote through your whole career?
Oh my gosh. It would be close to 4 to 5 thousand, I would say.
Wow. That's dope.
Yeah, um, like God has really best blessed me to be like gifted with music. So music songs come to me quick because, like, for me, Like I produce my own beats, the whole nine yards. So especially, when you hear us, it's all us. So, and like any of my artists will tell you, when they come up with a new song, the only thing they have to do is spit the chorus to me. Because with me, when I hear words, I hear music. When I hear music, I hear words. So it's really like when I write my songs, it's not me saying, oh, I'm gonna take this concept and write about this concept. I'll make the beat and I'll make the song about whatever the beat is saying to me. So, and my artists will tell you when they start, spitting their hook, within 5 minutes, they got something to go to because I hear instruments while they're rapping, singing, or doing whatever they're doing. And it's vice versa when I'm listening to instruments, I hear words.
Where can they purchase your beats if they want to buy your beats?
Um, I hadn't really made because I really don't produce like that. Like I said,
Okay.
we stay in. Not that we wouldn't produce for anyone, but I'm so tied up with keeping our artists fed that I hadn't really tried to branch off to the production side yet. That would be something that I would fall into, um, because the little celebrity status I had when I left the Scout label with that was under No Limit. It was Illest Entertainment. Um, when we came back 3 years ago, my whole plan was to get my following back, build a fan base, and give the artists that we sign something to stand on. You know, like for example, if we can guarantee our artists X amount of streams and views based on the people, that's already following CMK. So I basically just trying to wake up, you know, what I had to give them something to stand on.
Right, right. Are you looking to sign more artists, or your team's pretty filled right now for now?
No, we're definitely looking for more artists. Like I said, we're CMK Music Group. I'm a rapper, I'm a singer. I'm in a rock band. I'm actually striving to be the first person to have an album out in all genres of music. So, outside of that, I am, looking to sign our first country singer. We're looking for pop singers. I mean, we're a music group. If it's music, you know what I mean? It's like I learned a long time ago, and this is when I was kind of being coached a little bit producing. If I wanted to be a great producer, I didn't have to like, but I had to respect all music. So
Right. That.
being given that lesson, like I expanded my horizons in music. Like you know, I'm all over the place when it comes to music. Like I said, I got a R&B album, I have gospel songs, I got a rock band, rapping, you know what I mean? So it's that's what it is. You'll actually be seeing CMK Experiment, which is our rock band, blowing up the scene once I'm done, with this Pike Dugga thing. We got Ammo to Dawn coming up. We got Mud Money doing their thing. Um, they actually got a single out now, Crunk Time. Ammo to Dawn is out right now, which she's doing her thing. Um, so right now I'm trying to figure out the whole international thing as far as um how we're going to get our artists over there in the studio. Like right now I'm having trouble trying to send money over there because they really don't. Um, like they don't have Cash App, and Western Union is freaking dicking me around right now. I don't know if they think I'm trying to fund terrorists or something, but it's just um been a pain trying to get those guys going. Like we sent music to them, but we need to get money to them so they can get in the studio and do the vocals there.
Yeah, I heard it's corrupted over there real bad. Um, I have a designer over there in Africa in Ghana, and he was
Yeah,
saying that um it's so corrupted over there. Like even international, I think if anything over $500, it gets reported to the FBI. So they it's hard to send it. Maybe you could get like a cash app card in your name, like get two cards, so you could send it to them by mail, so it's certified, so they at least get it in their hands. You know what I'm saying? But then you
yeah.
can load it up to that card, so they'll be able to go to the ATMs. I really don't know. I was just making the suggestion. I don't know really how that
I
works, but
mean,
that might be something you could do.
yeah, I'll ask him about that actually. Um, but I think where, because I have one artist that is in Ghana and the other one is in Nigeria, and I don't think there's very much, based on WAS, I don't think there's very much technology in Nigeria right now. So,
No.
I don't know if electronically, having the money electronically, if that would be any help with them.
Right.
Because I even tried to send it to a bank over there, and they told me it couldn't be a company, that I was funding a company or something. Like, and that was actually I think the only bank that they have in their town or whatever.
Yeah, I know they don't really have much. A lot of it's like village, and they really don't have much over there. I know. Actually, I got someone in Nigeria. I'm gonna ask him because he actually has an art gallery over there. So I'm gonna ask him because he has customers over here in the States. I'm gonna ask him how does he get the funds sent to him over there from here. I'm gonna ask him that, and I'll get back to you. I'll call you and let you know.
Okay.
Definitely keep you updated because I'm gonna ask him because he comes here. He's actually coming to Boston next month. So I'm gonna find that out. I'm definitely gonna let you know about that because there's got to be a way. Because I know artists here in Boston that use him to draw logos from him and stuff like that. So I'm wondering how does he get the money when they send it to him? I'm gonna find out. I'll definitely let you know on that for sure.
Oh yeah, appreciate it, because as soon as you do that, you guys will be, hearing our international artists here. So that would be a great help.
Definitely. Is there any shout outs you would like to give to anybody?
Um, just shout out the whole CMK squad, the whole team. Um, Ammo the Don, Scrappy G, Hitman Peso, Yo Bizzle, Grove Boy Jizzle, Cindy Miller, Joshua Milligan, which is my lead guitar player in CMK Experiment. Derek J. Hines is actually our percussion and horn and keyboard in CMK Experiment, and he's also another producer of CMK. Um, and just everybody that supports and follows us
Definitely.
on the
Now,
utmost.
do you know how to play any instruments?
Oh yeah, I mean, I do guitar, drums. I actually picked up the saxophone not too long ago. So I mean, like I said, I've been blessed to be gifted with music. If you set an instrument in front of me 5 minutes, I'll have your head rocking if I've never even seen it before. Like, I can't read a lick of music, but I actually had when I was about 18, Johnson C. Smith University in Charlotte, North Carolina. Their choir professor there, my manager at the time took me there for him to teach me to read music. And so, with my photographic memory and my ear, every time he played something, I just copied. So he had a trick up his sleeve when he realized what I was doing. He played something that wasn't on the music sheet, and then I jumped down there and played what he played, and he's like, "That's not even what's on the music sheet." So he looked at my manager and was like, "He's too far gone. He's learned how to break all of the rules. There's nothing I can do with him." And I'm really glad that I don't know how to read music, because most people that learn how to read music can only write music in the realm that they learn it in. The fact that I don't know any rules, I can do anything. It's like if you learn to read music doing classical, every time you get to a piano, that's all you're gonna be able to play. Is you know what I mean? Because that's what you concreted yourself to. So it's like that's to me that's the best part about that.
Definitely, definitely. When do you think was the best music you came out with? Do you think it was more recently or when you earlier first started?
I would say, wow, I mean, that's kind of a hard one there.
Well, you could tell by like
Uh,
the reaction. Was the reaction you would think you would get the best support when you were younger or now?
um, to be honest with you, like I've never technically had support. Um, I mean, it's even like right now, I'm gonna tell the truth and shame the devil. Like, um, my support team right now is really from the people, that signed to the label, like their family members and their friends. So it's like really
Okay.
outside of my, cousins I was doing music with when I was growing up. Like, I was always criticized about my music. I was always told my music wasn't good, but you know, I was the type person, like, I only listened to my music. I always had CDs of myself in my car. And it's like nobody really ever felt my music, told me I couldn't sing, but my CDs always came up missing. So like with me, I have like a Michael Jackson following. Like people love me, but they don't want nobody to know they love
Right,
me. You know
right.
what I mean? So it's like I hadn't really, you know, other than, my friends that like, because a lot of my immediate support group is from this bar I used to go to a long time ago, Steamers, and, some of, my high school friends. But um, I would say my support group is the same now as it was back then. The ones that feel like should be pushing me and supporting me are not here. I mean, you know, I give love to my brother from another mother. Like this man, I've been with this dude since knee high, and we're both 42 years old, and me and this man has never had a falling out, never had a disagreement. But Virgil Holmes, my brother, like You know what I mean? Within my family, that's my number one supporter right now in my family. Like, um, the rest of my support is my family outside of my family. So, you know, when it comes down to that, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna tell the truth. You know, I mean, it is what it is. So,
Is there anything else you would like to bring up before we end your interview?
and I think we covered all grounds. I just want to let everybody know, go check us out, CMK Music Group, all platforms, all social media. Also check out our artists, Scrappy G, Hitman Peso, Grow Boy Jizzle, Yo Bizzle, Ammo the Don, Waz Donix. Um, and I'm gonna have to apologize to him later because our rapper from Ghana, I have trouble trying to figure out what his name is. But I think it's like Coretta, but it's like DMK. There's a record company over there in Ghana, DMK. So DMK is teamed up with CMK. But
Okay.
and then once again, Blaze Hunter, the whole Signature Series team, Blaze It Up Radio, Signature Series. Um, and I think that pretty much covers everybody. If I could forgot
Let
you, I
them know
still
your
love
social
you.
media.
My
Definitely,
social
definitely. Let
media
them.
is Pike Dugga underscore no Pike underscore Dugga for IG. You can find me on Facebook as Pike Dugga. We also have a page, CMK Music Group. We have a page under CMK Wear that'll show you all of our clothes and jewelry. And you can find me at Pike Dugga on TikTok. And we
Go
also
support
have,
them.
you can also have find CMK Music Group at CMK Music Group on IG.
Yeah, she just put that. Cindy just put it on the bottom on Instagram.
Okay, yeah. So yeah,
I actually
that's
accepted you guys yesterday on it, so salute. I appreciate it.
all right. We appreciate you for having us. We appreciate you for having us. And shout out
Very
for
welcome.
Josh and Domination support real all what is that? Oh my God, he gonna kill me too. Um
Domination J.
yeah, support real bars. So, you know, thanks to him for, you know what I mean, making this possible. Because without him I wouldn't know you.
Definitely. Salute to Domination J. Check out his interview. He was on the Iccy Show 2 weeks ago. And go check him out. He's a New Hampshire artist. He's doing big things in Boston and New Hampshire, actually nationwide. That's just I should say. So salute to him. Salute to you. Keep on doing your grind, and I respect you 1,000%. Because you're not selfish in this industry. A lot of these artists are selfish. They only think about themselves, not even thinking about the kids for the future. So 1,000%, I respect you 1,000. Like we need
We
more
pre
people like you, artists out there. We really need them like you, 100%. And
we
I
appreciate
really
that.
appreciate you coming on the Iccy Show. And anytime you need an interview, I got you.
Oh yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back for sure.
That's